Okay, so listen. This week, my thing has been what I'm doing to work out this week is cycling, and I'm hitting the weights because I joined the gym. And what's up, everybody? Wellness Week Live, Magnus in Cali, me in Jersey. And don't forget, folks, we're just two friends talking. We're not giving any medical advice. Always check with health professionals. We're just talking. Okay. All right. Magnus,
Can I add one thing?
go, baby. Do it.
Please subscribe, and share.
We're closing in on 200 subscribers. Now, I understand somebody else has got literally 50 million subscribers. I understand that. But folks watching out there, the top 10, the top 20 YouTube subscriber channels are all entertainment, okay, which is great. God bless. That's awesome. I like to be entertained too. Health and wellness and serious topics like this typically don't garner a lot of subscribers. Why? Because it's serious topics. Although we're light and goofy, but the topics are serious. You know, depression, suicide, drugs, health. Who the fuck wants to watch that? You know, you want to watch the guy blowing bubbles and farting and you know. And I get it. Cool. God bless them, because I watch stupid videos too of cats and dogs, and I love it. You know, entertainment. But those are the top 10, top 20 YouTube channels are all based on entertainment, whether they be singing or dancing and anyways. And I'm in the entertainment business. I'm a DJ. I'm all for it. But so 200 subscribers is a lot for what we're doing, which is very important. It's my mental health, my health, your health watching, Magnus's health, serious topics. Okay. Anyways, but thank you. Yes, like, subscribe, people. All right. So Magnus, what exercises are on heavy rotation for you this week?
Okay. So starting out, the heaviest rotation that I do is plain good old walking.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't think that you were a walker.
No, I walk a ton. So basically after doing military service, I got into it. I also found out that walking is a great way of dealing with stuff. Actually, like I have silence. I can actually think. I also have like me time. I like to listening to a lot of podcasts. So then do that. Why am I walking? You might ask. Okay, first of all, I have 2 dogs, and I'm a person that like having my dogs being out and moving and getting their exercise, and also that's how they socialize. That's also how they get entertained, because they're out. They're smelling, they're looking around, they're protecting their neighborhood, you know, by going out. And I have male dogs, so that we need to squirt everywhere. So I think that's important. That's why like having a dog is an excellent excuse, or that you actually forced to get out and move, you know?
Yeah. People who have dogs typically live healthier lives.
Yeah. And also looking at it, they usually have, like, looking at it, not as much overweight, don't have the same issues when it comes to
typically you're up and walking the dog.
Right? Yeah, cardiac issues and so on. So there's actually like walking has so many health benefits. It's insane.
Bro, that's not what I'm okay. So I'm a huge walker. I walk every single day. That wasn't one of my heavy rotations, but I do want to say, you know, I'm glad you brought up walking, because walking, people underestimate the power of walking. People don't, because it's not sexy. You're not fucking sweating your ass off, heart monitor, and it's not sexy. But walking is free. Walking is valuable. Walking is actually, exercise in general, as you know, Magnus, is actually, if anything, the best thing for your mind over the muscle. But walking's so great, and I can't tell people enough. Please walk every single day, even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Walk. And, you know, Monica Seles, the former tennis champion, one of the best that's ever played, she's retired now. But they asked her, what does she do in the off season to stay in such great shape? And she just says, I just walk. You know, that's it. Walk.
Yeah.
So you don't need money. Stop. There's no excuse not to get in shape. Walking will help. We'll do it. Actually, walking alone. That's the only thing you do. You know, obviously eat right, but walking is the best. And it also helps clear the mind and everything like that.
Active recovery. Other things is like, you just like, it's also interesting to see just the research behind it when they're seeing like people that walk. They usually have, there's a couple of standards. It's basically 7,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps a day, and 12,000 steps a day, right? and above. Usually when you hit 12,000 steps and over, it doesn't really, like, for health benefits, it doesn't really like do that much difference. But like, of course, you're burning calories. So if you're looking more on trying to reduce body fat levels, walking is an excellent choice. um and you can see that, like, looking at all kind of mortality rates drops drastically when we're walking over 10,000 steps a day.
Right. And by the way, it's not even about weight. Like, when you walk, you're improving your heart. You're improving your lungs. You're improving your pancreas. I mean, it's things you can't see that walking is so powerful.
Yeah. And it helps with digestion. It helps with health. It helps with, like, you can look at skin health, hair, like everything, like walking, because it helps, like, with the blood flow. And it's not the good part when it comes to walking is also not that intense that it starts to be like negative, that we start breaking our bodies down. It's actually the opposite. It helps us actually recover and get better. So I usually call it one of the best active recoveries in the world is walking.
Magnus, I literally walk in place oftentimes. So
no problem at all.
I'll stand up, listen to my music. I'll just walk in place, and people might say that's crazy, but I'm moving. Or I'll walk back and forth in my living room.
That's
if I can't get out and the weather's really bad, I'll set a timer for half hour, an hour. I'll just walk around the goddamn dining room table. Call me crazy, but there's no excuse not to get up and move, folks.
Yeah. And looking at other people that, like, if we're talking about office workers, people that are forced to sit around a desk or something like that, standing desk, and also, like, now when they have, like, treadmills that are basically you can put in under your desk, so you can actually walk while you're standing at your desk.
Yeah, or get up and walk in place. There's no excuse, right?
Yeah. And I mean, like, moving back and forth, like walking back and forth. I've done that so many times, especially like if it's like bad weather. At least if I need to, I want to hit 10,000 steps. Okay, I got another 500 steps to do. Okay, walking back and forth in the house. Boom, 500 steps, no time.
Yeah. For me, the heavy rotation exercise for me this week has been bicycling.
Yeah,
I'm a big cyclist, and I've competed in cycling races and tours and part of triathlons also. But my cycling that I like to do is I call it the old man cycling. I just cycle from one cafe to another, but I'll log in like 10, 15 miles, 20 miles sometimes, but I go super slow, and I'm schlepping, and I'm like looking at the trees and, whatever. And anyway, so that's for me.
But looking at that, that's, I mean, you're killing a lot of, like, if you want to call it, killing a lot of birds with one stone, because you're outdoors. You're getting sunlight, fresh air, whatever, but just the stimulation of being outside, how important that is for your immune system and health, both mental and physical health. So I mean, I used to buy the same thing before I moved to the States. I mean, I used to, like, either walk or bike everywhere. So I mean,
what I like about biking, now some people do this, they listen to music and they're on their phone. They shouldn't be, but for me, biking is great because I make myself bicycle in busy streets, and I'll make myself bicycle in cities, particularly New York City sometimes. But I'll make myself bicycle always in the streets, which I love because I have to pay attention. I have to hear the traffic, so I can't put earbuds in. I'm not on my phone, but paying attention to the traffic and being outside in the air, it's very not only freeing, but it's cleansing of my mind. Like my negative thoughts and stress go away because now I'm concentrating on traffic and not getting killed. So but that's good for me.
But looking at it, it's a little bit fight or flight mode, right? Like you go into that because you have to focus, you have to be in the now. Same thing when we're talking about yoga or archer, things like that. I mean, I would say most type of trainings, because you really need to focus on what you're doing in the moment, right? You can't mess around, because that, like you said, your life depends on it.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the street, dude. I mean, sometimes I'm on major, I wouldn't say highways, but roads that have 2 or 3 lanes. So, but anyways, So
one thing I want to add, so the next thing, what I have on heavy rotation is, of course, strength training. And, like, I'm fortunate to lifting weights. I have that in I have my own gym in my garage. So here's the thing that I think also people need to understand. Like, sometimes we come home late. There's a lot of things that aren't to the do list. I mean, I might go in and do 2 exercises. I'm there for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes of strength training is, especially when you actually put like effort into it, it's like you should. It's actually quite efficient. Like if you do that almost like if you do that every single day, you're adding up. We're talking about that's almost like it's. But so I mean, 7 days. Yeah, we're talking about like almost an hour and a half to 2 hours of training in a week anyway. Just doing short exercises like that,
Right.
and like at least you're able to maintain and probably even push yourself of actually getting better too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm in the gym too. It's also my heavy rotation also. But unlike you, I talked about this before. I'm only I'm only bench pressing the bar. I'm only curling the bar. So there are literally skinny little women that are in the gym that are out pressing me, out curling me, whatever, and that's fine. Like, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, dude, all right,
yeah,
like
but
it's
that's
embarrassing.
also thing that you need to let that mindset go. It's
Yeah, I
like
don't care.
yeah, and people shouldn't care. That's the thing. Is like I don't really care what other people are doing. Like why I'm looking at other people in the gym is mostly if I find someone that is like doing something interesting or someone that is using like really good form
Yeah,
and
well,
things
that's
like that.
me. I'm doing interesting and good form because they ain't shit on the bar. So
Yeah, no, but and it doesn't matter. Like you can't judge people because you are not in their shoes. You don't know what they're doing, and that's it's kind of sad that it has become a thing that we're trying to like shame people that are trying to better themselves,
yeah.
and they might not know what they're doing, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because a lot of those people that do those videos, when it comes out to it, like when you start looking at their training, it's like you're not that good either.
Well, and by
Like
the way,
you're
you got a lot of these gym people, let's just put it that way, and they're straight up on, you know, steroids and what do they call that? Anabol, whatever the hell. I mean, they're on so much shit.
yeah,
It's so
yeah,
obvious.
no, of
And it makes
course.
me laugh because it's like they're talking about nutrition and working hard. Okay, sure enough, they do that, but why don't they mention their drug fucking use? I guess not, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
yeah,
that is starting to change a little bit more, like more and more, especially people that are serious about it. They like, well, everybody knows that you're using it, so you might as well just come clean. And like,
yeah.
it's at this point in time when it comes to it, it's like, uh, I couldn't care less what you're doing. It's your body. I think it's kind of, I like, it's sad that you need to do it the fast route. I mean, most people that obviously don't want to become a pro bodybuilder or have the genes to become a pro bodybuilder, you don't really need to do it. Like I would, like if you want to do it or anything like that, I would probably save it until later on in life when you need to have TRT,
Yeah.
testosterone replacement theory. So but at the end of the day, everybody, it's their own bodies.
You know,
I
yeah,
think it's just like don't rush it because
yeah.
it's usually not going to lead to
No.
fast or good
Yeah.
results because you will hurt yourself and so on.
You know what's funny though? I don't know that you know, I don't know what the the vibe is out there in all of America, but I got to say, in the gym that I go to, it's a brand new gym, not even 3 months old, and it's a big gym, also very large, piece of property, and a lot of people are there. I would say I think 95%, 98% of the people that I see, at least in the gym, I know I don't see everybody, but I don't think most of the people in my gym, I don't see anybody that's on steroids, like that's like whoa, like there's some people who are in shape, guys and girls, but yeah, I think so. What I'm trying to say is, I wonder, is there a trend in America where maybe people are embracing being natty and being really clean about their exercise? Because maybe that's an old thing, steroid. I mean, people do it, but I have a.
No, I think it's even more common today than it was
Oh,
like
really? Yeah, because I
yes,
don't see anybody in
yes.
my gym like swole. Like,
Oh,
there's
well,
guys that are big, but nothing like that. I'm like, oh shit, that's Lou Ferrigno. That's Arnold
yeah,
Schwarzenegger. I don't see that.
but
Like,
remember, probably your gym is not catering for those people. Those
that's true.
people like to go to a specific gym, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they get together, and that's just the way it is. It's understandable. It's what if you want to call hardcore gyms or whatever, which I think is like extremely funny. Saying that, I mean, hardcore gym. Like, what is hardcore? I mean, hardcore is basically you have to work 3 jobs and to kind of food on your table for your kids. That's hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Like just going and training hard. It's like, yeah, you're fortunate that you can actually train, and also like if you're spending that much money on steroids or whatever, I mean, it's like you're obviously doing fairly good in life, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now I want to also use this as a segue to my next question, because actually I think
Shoot.
they both pair very well with each other. And the next topic is, why do you think people love going to bars and hanging out at bars to drink? Now, I'm not talking about someone that goes to the bar once or twice a year. I'm talking about people who make the bar scene their weekly or 3-4 times a month.
Yeah.
Like it's their pattern. They go to the
Yeah.
bar, God forbid every day, but they go to the bar, a couple times a week even, or a couple times a month. So
No, you have people that are out basically. They go out every single night, or at least like 5 out of 7 days a week, right? It's basically like a work week for them. I think that when it comes down to it, people usually have 3 places where to go to. It's their home, it's their work, and then that third place. You know, like that is basically your home outside of
it's either the
home.
gym, the cafe, the bar,
Exactly.
the
Yep, or whatever.
yoga place.
Movie theater or whatever.
Why
it is,
now?
right?
Here's my theory.
Yep.
I think people go particularly well, not particularly. I think people go to bars, or gyms, or yoga places, or but I don't know. I think particularly bars. I think because I think people like bars, alcohol aside. I think it's a way for people to go see a therapist without seeing a therapist.
Yeah.
Without being labeled like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're going to a therapist. What's the matter? So it's okay that I can go to the bar. It's socially acceptable, and I can escape my woes for a few hours or drink my problem away. And I think
Socializing too, right?
well,
You're basically among people that are doing the same thing. So like we
right.
might be dealing with the problem the same way by going to the bar, and
Right.
like
Now,
you said,
here's the
try to
tricky
forget
thing.
the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the tricky thing. I think the bar scene can be a good thing because of what you just said. You're talking to people. It's so important. We all know this, to have acquaintances or colleagues or friends. And the bar affords us that when we go to a bar. You're connecting with people. And that is a good thing, actually, I would say. But the problem is the drinking component. That's the problem. And it is a drug. It is classified as a poison. That's not my opinion. And that's the CDC's fact, right? Alcohol is a poison. So I don't know about you, Magnus, but I know myself, I've lost friends to beer, period, because they like to go to the bar one too many times and it got to them and they're dead. Now, I'm not saying that we should go back to prohibition. I'm not saying bars are evil, but I think when bars have a lot of negative things about it. And I think it'd be better if someone, goes to a therapist. I go to a therapist. And I'm not saying I go to bars too every so often, but when it's becoming something for you to deal with your stress and anxiety and problems in life, that's a problem because the bar you're dealing with serious stuff. Alcohol is not a joke. So,
can I add something too? I also think that people, excuse me, I think that people also use the excuse of, well, if I would be sitting at home and drinking, that would be an issue, right? But if I go to a place like a bar,
right,
and drink,
it's okay.
It's actually the same. It's the same problem, right? It's just that you move from one place to another, and all of a sudden it makes it okay.
Right.
It's like, again, like, and I still don't understand this. It's like with not wanting to go to a therapist. I mean, it's basically a personal trainer for your brain.
Yeah, but you're seen as weak if you go to a therapist, or crazy. But hey, it's okay to go to the bar and fucking drink. That's fine.
Can I twist that a bit?
Yeah.
So why do so many pro athletes and athletes go, and CEOs and things like that go to therapists? Like I having a mental coach. I'm trying to perform under pressure. Why do so many of these successful people go to some type of coach, therapist, and it's okay?
Right.
I mean,
Well,
it's
you know
like
what they say?
we should start twisting it that way. So
Yeah.
what, like Michael Jordan is doing it, and he was the great, or like whatever you want to
Whatever,
call it,
LeBron
greatest,
James
yeah.
or Venus
Uh,
Williams, whoever. We don't know, but we're
Tom
assuming.
Tom Brady, everybody,
Right.
they all have specific people that are training their brain to actually
Right.
be successful
100%.
and better.
But you know
And
why? People,
yeah,
everyday people think, well, that's them. That's not me. I'm not special like them. So I got to go to the bar, like in subconsciously. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But right, you're right, though. We have to start to change the paradigm because we are losing, I mean, tens of thousands of people every year to alcohol, not only slamming their cars into trees and dying, but losing their jobs, losing their families, losing their health. They're not physically dead, but they're struggling. And,
yeah.
you know, if it sounds like, you know, I got to stick up my ass about alcohol, and because, like I said, I've lost a lot of loved ones to it, and I've lost people that they're not dead, but they're dying because of alcohol, and it really fucking burns me up. So, you know, if they can open up places and sell alcohol, well, I'm gonna exercise my First Amendment right to talk and say don't drink the shit. I get it. New Year's Eve, it's a wedding. I raise a toast too. But I'm saying if it's a pattern and you're at the bar a couple times a week or every week, and you know, to kind of like relax and get away, like you need a therapist. I go to therapy. BetterHelp.com. Please go, folks.
But also here's a fact that you also bring up too. You're saying that, okay, oh, it's too expensive to have a therapist. Well, you're
going to the bar.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You easily piss away like hundreds of dollars of going to the bar, and you say you don't have money to go to a therapist. Right. I mean, that is, or like a coach, whatever. I mean, I think that is pretty lame. You know, like it's a lame excuse, and you're just trying to hide behind something, just because you don't want to go. And it comes down to you don't want to go because you might be afraid of what you have to face. But it's also a thing, like the only way to kind of move forward is that you have to go backwards and deal with those things.
Demons,
to be
you
able
gotta get a professional.
And get the tools and to move past it and beyond it.
Matt, listen, I felt like the biggest piece of shit loser when I went to the therapist the first time many years ago. Okay, it wasn't my proudest moment in life, dude. Okay, I'd much rather go to a bar and drink and just be like, you know, everything's fine. It's not fine, and I felt like a piece of shit. But you know, if I can do it, folks, you can do it. Trust me, I ain't no specimen. Okay, so like, you know, you can do it. You deserve better. Fuck this alcohol bullshit. Now, Magnus, the reason why I segued from the gym, because you will also have people that will live and die in the gym.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they might take drugs and steroids because they're dealing with stuff, and their way to deal with their heartache and hurt and pain is to be in the gym for whatever, 10 hours a day. However, I would say, you know what? Okay, not the most ideal situation, but better to be a gym rat. Okay, and maybe you're taking Trembolone and steroids, not the best thing to do, but better that extreme than the bar scene, I would say. At least you're, you know, in a positive area, positive atmosphere, and you're working out, and you know, again, it'd be nice not to be on the drugs, but I, you know, better to be someone who's like, I gotta run, you know, 10 miles a day, 7 days a week. If I don't get my run, hey, better that than, you know, you hitting the bar scene. Or I became really religious. I found Jesus. I found Allah, and I go to the mosque or the church every day. Okay, a little extreme, but you know what? Better that than going to the bar. Like, you know, like that's it, man. You know, like I said, I've seen too many people, and
I mean, like again, and also, alcohol is still such a causes such a big problem in our society today too. And again, I'm not saying that you have to go extreme either to the one side or the next, right? But having an understanding how it not just only affect you as an individual, but family, the people around you. And there's so many, and it's the same thing. I always say that when around the holidays and things like that, hey, remember, don't drink and drive. Because there's still so many, and especially in the States, it's such a thing that it's, it's gonna be fine. I'm okay. I'm good. I can drive and when I'm still drunk. Oh no, so on. You have all the
Buzz,
excuses,
whatever, yeah.
and now it's like, well, for what? You can order an Uber
Oh yeah.
fairly
Now
easy.
you're 100% right. And I would say that's an extreme, right? Because then you get people who say, "Yeah, I don't drink. I don't. I drink, but I don't drive. I Uber." Okay, but dude, you're drinking every other day, though. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
and that's still a problem. I mean,
like,
but it's the same thing. Like uh, excessive use of whatever it is, it's not healthy. And I'm saying that same thing because we talked about the gym too. Even too much going to the
of
gym
course,
it's
it's not
gonna be
preferable,
negative.
right?
Yeah,
However, I agree. But on extremes, I'd rather see someone spend 10 hours a day in the
of
gym,
course, of
than
course.
go to the bar once a week. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, obviously, right? You want balance in your life, whatever. And then, by the way, we all struggle. I have my stresses, I have my anxieties, I have my hopes, I have my fears, and I am trying to have my balanced life, and we all are. You are too. We all are. But yeah, I just think drugs is and I'm sorry, alcohol's a drug. And for any wise asses out there that want to be like, well, coffee's a drug. Yeah, but last time I checked, the cops don't have coffee checkpoints. They have DWI checkpoints, and coffee is not classified as a poison. Alcohol is. So, yeah, we got to really be very respectful of alcohol. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's not cool. It's not funny. It's not relaxing. It's a straight up killer. And it has to be treated with the utmost respect and reverence. Alcohol, that I don't. Anyways, and I'm not saying make it
can I
illegal.
can I add something there?
Yeah,
I was just thinking about it. It's funny, for instance, if you're looking at Hollywood, you remember you grew up with like basically every single time the cool lead was always smoking, right?
right.
Basically smoking and drinking. You don't see that many people smoking anymore
And I hope
in
alcohol
movies.
goes that way.
And yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that I mean, as a society, we kind of left smoking behind, saying that we're not allowed to smoke out in public in a lot of places, at least. And then, like a lot of like restaurants and bars, it's you're not allowed to either in a lot of states.
right.
Which was interesting kind of move, and all the excuses that I had. That, oh, it's gonna kill the bar scene and restaurant scene. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I think they're thriving pretty good too. But it comes down to like, hopefully, like we will actually start viewing it a bit too. I mean, it's like we don't need to promote it. And I'm hoping the same thing goes for prescription drugs in the States, and having that on TV, that
Right.
like they're not allowed to do that anymore,
Right. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's I don't think that it's healthy
Yeah,
to
like you
have that
said,
out.
in other countries you can't have drug commercials on television, but in America you can.
Yeah,
Right, the prescription drugs. Right. I mean, I would say not every drug. Obviously, God bless the prescription drugs because they save lives. But a lot of the prescription drugs don't save lives. They make lives worse, actually. When you could just change your diet or exercise or see a therapist or so pill. Not pill's not the answer for everything. It's the answer for some things.
yeah.
But anyways,
And maybe for a short period of time to
yeah,
actually get out to it, and actually like looking at it, might having to do a lifestyle change or whatever it's needed.
yeah, it ain't easy, folks. I get it. I'm struggling too. We all struggle, and I just want the best for you watching this, you listening to this. You deserve better, and alcohol is not where it's at. So I want the best for you, and I want the best for me too, and Magnus and everybody listening and watching. And so, Magnus, I have nothing else to say. Anything that you would like to add?
No, I think we had it. We covered it. We're not medical professionals, and I want you guys to subscribe and like it. And if you have any questions or comment, bring it in. We're more than likely and if you have an interesting fact or story or stuff like that you'd like to share with us, maybe you want to become a guest.
Oh, I'm going to have a guest on September 5th. She is a very interesting woman. And she is, we don't know what we're going to talk about yet, but she's very, very big into self-help and, organic nutrition. I'm very much
That should be
interested.
a good conversation.
Yeah, I'm very interested. She's from the Ukraine, actually. She's been here in America now about 10 years. But yeah, really wonderful young woman. And I'm looking forward to having her on. And she's got a lot of great ideas and you know, um, what do you call it? Perspectives on health and wellness. So we're going to talk about that. So anyways, that's that. All right. I'm going to sign us out. Magnus, thank you, bro. Southern Cal in the house, Jersey in the house. We're out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.